Now, the innovations we're seeing today rely on a steady stream of young new companies with new ideas entering the market. In 2019, OurCrowd deepened its commitment to early stage startups, winning 4 tenders for high-tech incubators with its partners, making OurCrowd the largest incubator operator in Israel. Now, OurCrowd also won its first international tender and was chosen to run a tech incubator by the government of New Zealand. Here to talk about this major new direction in OurCrowd's business is the man responsible for giving government relations and Israeli partnerships at OurCrowd, Sobovitz. Ori, thank you so much for joining me. Now, Ori, OurCrowd is a crowdfunding platform, so why is it that you're running incubators as well?
So that's a great question. So as John said this morning, there's a lot of money in the market. Only last year, Israeli companies raised $8.3 billion. That's a lot of money. But unfortunately, most of the money goes after later stage companies. People are going to hunt unicorns, $1 billion companies. There's lack of money in early stage companies. So we are privileged to run 4 incubators in Israel and 1 in New Zealand, where these incubators are backed by the government. The beauty here that 85% of the money that we invest in each company actually comes from the government, from the Israel Innovation Authority. Only 15% comes from us, and the government doesn't take any equity. So the genius of this program is it really creates a win-win-win situation. It's a win for entrepreneurs because it makes it much easier for them to raise money. It's a win for us, VCs, corporates, investors, because it incentivizes us to invest in an early stage company. But more than everything else, it's a win for the country, for the GDP, for the economy. Because if you think about it, while in the short run, most of the money comes from the government, 85%, as I mentioned before, in the long run, most of the money actually comes from the private sector. Because after 2 years of incubation, it's much easier for these companies to raise money out there. And that creates more jobs, more incomes from taxes, and more exits.
So what happens to a company once they're inside an OurCrowd incubator? What can they expect to gain from this?
So we truly believe in hands-on mentorship approach, which means that from day one, we help these companies to build their business model and to validate it. But more than that, from day one, we're looking with them, not only in Israel, but mostly abroad, to find the right partner, the right client, and more than everything else, the right investor for them for the next round. So it works. I mean, we have the first company in our Jerusalem Lab 02 incubator, a company named C2A Security. After less than 1 year, the company closed their first round. So it works.
Certainly sounds like it. Now, you're expanding to New Zealand. Why there of all places? And is this just the start of a global expansion?
So New Zealand is amazing, and we truly believe in the innovation in the areas of food tech and ag tech in New Zealand. But more than that, New Zealand imitated the Israeli model of the IIA, the Israel Innovation Authority, and they're also backing these incubators and incentivizing the private sector to invest in these companies. And yes, we do want to build more incubators next year because, you know, innovation is all about collaboration and diversity. And you think about it, the private-public partnership, the PPP model, putting together startups, corporates, VCs, and now also putting together incubators from all over the world. We think we just discovered the secret sauce, how to build the good incubators and to grow these companies out of these incubators for the next round. And by the way, when they finish the incubation period, they become part of our deal flow in OurCrowd.
Ori Sobovitz, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. And I would like to invite the crowd to come at 3:40 to a panel about the incubators with the chief scientist of Israel that just arrived, Dr. Ami Appelbaum.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you.